Welcome back. The trial of an alleged rhino poaching trio gets underway in Makhanda this morning. The men face 50 charges related to the poaching of 13 rhino in the Eastern Cape over 5 years. They were arrested in a police raid in 2016 and have pleaded not guilty. While they are in court, the Eastern Cape Environmental Affairs and Tourism MEC Lubabalo Oscar Mabuyane will lead a protest against the poaching. Now, ENCA reporter Sandy McCowan is in court and joins us live from Port Elizabeth this morning. Sandy, good morning to you. So how is the Department of Tourism responding to this particular case this morning? I understand that the MEC is leading this protest march.
Yes. MEC Oscar Mabuyane led the protest march to the Eastern Cape High Court in Makhanda this morning. Once they arrived at the court, they laid down handmade crosses, an indication of the deaths of the rhinos that have been poached in the Eastern Cape over the last 5 years. They're saying that they want this crime, the crime of poaching rhinos, to become a priority crime to the South African police services. I'm now joined by Economic Development and Environmental Affairs MEC Oscar Mabuyane. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sandy. Thank you very much.
So you led this march today. What is your message to the people today?
Very clear, we are unambiguous, very much unequivocal. We are not mixing words to say we demand conviction for these ones that have been actually identified, allegedly or not. We believe that we can't coexist with thugs in our communities who are out there to hurt our wildlife, to really disorganize our society. The nature conservation is about the future of our kids, it's about the future of this country, but also at the same time, for us, it's also a tourist destination. These rhinos are also tourist product themselves for us as a province. So we can't just allow that. Yes, we know we are a bit vulnerable because they've been paying a lot of focus and attention in Mpumalanga, Kruger National Park. We're happy that the National Cabinet has also resolved that we need to get support coming this way and KZN, because now they are shifting their focus here. That's why we are actually losing these rhinos that we have lost thus far. We are basically calling all the civil society, we are actually mobilizing them for the same advocacy that let's stand up. This is actually our time to make it a point that we deal and thwart all these unfortunate attempts that are done, actually organized by these criminals. We have made this call on this day because some are appearing here today. We're here to support our rhinos. I'm putting this badge here for a female rhino that was actually dehorned here at Kwakakama, unfortunately, one of our private game reserve here. That rhino, she left her calf, but the calf is doing well. We are saying that cannot continue. These are living organisms. If you do that to them, you are doing that to human beings.
Can you tell us what is the statistics on how many rhinos have been killed in the Eastern Cape so far this year?
We've got about 6 so far, 2 last year and 4 this year, and we don't want to lose any rhino. I think that is enough. That's why we are making a call that not in our province. No rhino actually poaching that must take place again here. We must make it a point that we close ranks. We work private and public, and we mobilize all security forces to focus. We must fight these thugs. From an aerial and terrestrial as well as actually aquatic angle, where they are coming from. If they come from the sea, let's deal with them. If they come from the land, let's deal with them. If they come from above, let them find us ready to deal with that. We are protecting this. We must protect our fauna and flora. We are working very hard to ensure that this country has got future. We are actually now facing a lot of things of climate change, etc. Because of us being lax where we're supposed to be standing up. We are mobilizing, we are putting face, we are calling this, we are leading as politicians to ensure that all people, you can see South Africans coming out here in numbers today, black and white, really to see our country joining hands, fighting something that is wrong, that we cannot coexist with.
What is your department doing specifically to target and to stop this crime from happening?
We're working with the security agencies, as I've indicated. We've actually asked the Sun Park has been given that task to come on board and actually assist us, give us necessary technologies to deal with these issues. We already started, that's why we are able to have this arrest that we are seeing today, but we are not that much fully equipped. We want more kind of latest technology to deal with this. Our department, through Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism, we are working very hard, working with the private game reserves, because these people, they are looking for rhinos, whether is it under private land or public land. We are protecting, it's our mandate to protect rhinos, private or public.
This arrest of this Ndlovu gang was quite a big step in stopping rhino poaching. I mean, they are facing 50 charges of rhino poaching. So do you think this was a big step, or is this just a drop in the ocean?
A big step, as you can see, the civil society here, they're putting these 80 crosses. They believe, the civil society, they believe that these people, it's likely that they are responsible for more than 80 rhinos that they've killed. So that's why you see those kind of charges that are actually put to them, about 50 of them. So we wanted to make it a point that they don't come out here. They must be condemned here. They must actually live in jail for the rest of their lives, so that we send a clear message even to those who are still planning to do something like this, that it is not allowed, it's not acceptable, and we are going to thwart it.
Are you working with the South African police? Are the police involved in dealing with this issue?
Definitely police are on board. We are working with them. The fact that we do have these arrests simply explains and demonstrates that we are working with all the security agencies on the ground. We are actually handling these cases. Some of them are quite sensitive. That's why we cannot make arrests. It's only police that must do such. And every time we are able to get exposed to this kind of environment, we must try to actually arrest those people, but also hand over them to police, for police to process them. So we are working with them closely. I think the police is also giving us necessary support here in the province, but we need more kind of a capacity, because these people actually stay with the communities during the day. At night, they start actually going through these kind of protected areas, do all these funny things. Tomorrow, they are staying as if they are normal people within our communities.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That was MEC Oscar Mabuyane outside the Eastern Cape High Court in Makhanda. The Ndlovu trial is about to start. The 3 suspects will be starting their trial in court at 10 o'clock.
Sandy, thank you very much for that update. She's live for us in Makhanda.